Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll probably have them, kind of take it in as a fan for a minute, and just kind of that cool factor of, wow, this is a childhood dream to play in a major league stadium. But then we'll also, kind of that Hoosiers moment, like still 60 feet 6 inches, still 90-foot bases, still baseball between the white lines. So, let's just keep it about baseball and make it about how we play during the game and between the lines, and not get caught up in, just this is the biggest, most grandiose stadium, one of the most biggest grandiose stadiums in the country, but just make it about baseball once the game starts. But there'll be certainly a stargazing fandom type moment there once we get there, for sure.
Do you get to go walk through it tomorrow, or will the first time you see it Friday?
No, we get there tomorrow, but tomorrow we're just kind of getting there because we have the early slot on Thursday. We have the early practice, and we have an early event with Shriners Hospital. So we're getting in tomorrow night, and then every team gets a designated practice slot. So ours is, we have an event with Shriners Hospital in the morning, and then we have a practice slot, and then that sets up for our game at 11 a.m. Central Time on Friday. So I guess we might be the first game of the 2025 season, or at least tied for the first game tied for first pitch.
What are your thoughts on the new format of the ACC baseball tournament during this coming year, where every team gets invited and it's single elimination?
Yeah, the coaches had a spirited debate. To be honest with you, I really didn't participate in it. I didn't have much of an opinion. I like it. I like the idea of it better than pool play. I was never really a fan of pool play, but the arguments that were being made and make sense were, if you're a kind of a bubble team in the middle, are you going to get in the tournament or are you not? Having only one loss in the conference tournament is better than 2 losses. And for the teams that go through our conference and maybe are on the bottom half that aren't going to be a projected regional team, giving one of them the opportunity to get hot in a conference tournament. And we've been that team before at Michigan twice, where we had to win the conference tournament to get in. We would not have got in without it. So I'm a big fan of an actual tournament setting to reward something, to reward a team getting hot, but also some semblance of what the postseason tournaments are like. So I would prefer double elimination, but I'd way prefer this format over pool play.
Cam Kenrell, when we talked to us last, he was about 85%. We'd say he's gotten to fully 100% before the first game.
He's 100% in everything, maybe except for, I don't know if he's throwing 100%, but his 85% of his arm is, 100% of other people's. So it's a fully functioning. We probably put some guardrails on him in terms of, diving head first and airing out a throw. I think, things like that. But he's so competitive, he'll probably do it anyways. So, we told him not to crash into the fence last year ever, and he did it many times. So, but he feels good, and he looks good.
We've seen freshmen and younger players work their way into playing time under your coach teams. Anybody this year that's kind of standing out, at least early in the season, some underclassmen that might work their way into playing time?
Yeah, Dane Muller on the pitching staff for sure. Josh Castellani, TP Wentworth have stood out. Austin Jacobs has looked good. And there's been Brendan Bennett, Talon Bell. Like there's been a few. It's a really good freshman class. It's a freshman class that will be the future stars of this program in the years ahead. So we're excited about this group for sure. And it's hard for freshmen to jump in there and play, but we're going to have to find a way to get these guys to contribute some their freshman year.
Is Dave going to be okay after?
Yeah.
He got injured his arm the other day.
Yeah, that's what one of the guys that we're going to find out about, and yeah, hopefully it's nothing, and if any, hope for the best, and hope if it is something, it's only minor and very short term, but we'll know those details hopefully soon. Yeah.
You pushed for the safety netting last year. Now it's here for the full season. now.
Yeah, it looks good.
What was that process like with the administration and kind of getting it all together, and what's it like to see it out there now, the importance of it, like you spoke about it?
Yeah, so Graham Neff and our administration is, thank our lucky stars to have an administration that is behind baseball and a community. And I was telling Henny, just this group of you guys here, covering baseball, just baseball at this school is a big deal. So when we wanted to do some upgrades, and you keep in mind it's in light of the big things that are going on, like rev share, and you have like all these costs that the administration has to all of a sudden, account for that were maybe unbudgeted prior to this legislation passing. So this idea of, we're just going to do a bunch of capital upgrades is, it's just not realistic. But to be able to still find a way to do some cosmetic upgrades that enhance the fan experience, whether that be for safety or for fun, they were behind it. So to extend the netting all the way down the lines, to do the turf in the back in all of foul territory, that used to be like a no-go zone. Stay off foul territory, stay off the grass, and it had high wear and tear, high traffic area, and looked like crap. And now to have an actual area that not only looks good, but now we can weaponize it in training, and we're doing base running and defense and whatever out there, and it's just, it's very durable. So it enhances our whole training opportunities as well. And then being able to move the bullpen onto the field, have more of a fan area. When we go to other parks, the fans are right on us, and they've got they've got a roster, they've got everybody's social media, family tree, their girlfriends, they've got it all. And they're picking off, they know our players' girlfriends' names, they know their family names, and they're just crushing them. And they don't cross the line, of course, not condoning that, but that's what we want. We want to be able to have our fans be right on top, to truly create not just the 10th man energy with just being loud and energetic and rowdy, but, to be able to, be a participant in this. So that area down the left field line it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that people are really going to enjoy that standing room area a ton.
You talking about cosmetic upgrades and things like that, make the fan experience better. Where are we at on the Cajun Cafe being built anytime soon?
The restaurant?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's one of the big vision ideas. So if Kyle Young makes fun of me because anytime I go like this and I'm talking about our stadium, I'm like spending money in my head. But we basically want to create like a Truist Park Battery fun zone. So like we just did our leadoff banquet, we called it the fun zone. It was concert meets carnival. We had all the concert, we had Carly Miller Band doing the concert, and we had like, all kinds of carnival inflatables and games and things, and it was a ton of fun. So it was concert meets carnival meets baseball, and so we want to take that outfield area, and eventually, if we're gonna truly maximize this footprint, and if we're going to take our attendance and go from 5,000 to 10,000, well, then we need to have an area where fans can go that it's maybe more fun to be outside the stadium, or just as fun to be outside the stadium as it is inside the stadium. That's how I feel about the Braves games. Not that the Braves games aren't fun, but that Battery outside of Truist Park is awesome. And so this idea of a 12-month-a-year restaurant that services the Clemson community, whether it's called the Cajun Cafe, that would be a great name, but just something out there, but just an area out there that's a ton of fun. But to get there, we've got to do our part between the white lines. We have got to elevate our program, get this program to a level maybe it's never been before. Really, we've done a good job of capturing the enthusiasm of our fan base, but we haven't got all of them. And we want to get everybody between Atlanta and Charlotte and everywhere in the upstate. We want to make these games so much fun. This is why we, do the thing with the bananas, and absolutely ridiculous. Is just get as many ideas that can engage the fan experience here to create an atmosphere that people can't wait to be a part of. Yeah, the baseball's great, but it's fun to be at a Clemson baseball game. and we won't be able to build the seats fast enough. If we do that, create the entertainment zones for kids and families. So got a lot of ideas swirling, but those are just some of them. And I think people will be excited this year. We're going to be able to take some of the things that we saw from the Bananas, specifically bringing kids and fans out onto the field, and make that in-between inning time a little bit more entertaining than it's been in the past.
So you talk about some of those renovations. I know